Coming up on Fulton Today, Georgia lawmakers head back to the Gold Dome this week. We'll take a look at what's on the agenda. And a new law designed to reform the state's juvenile code goes into effect this month. Details on the law and how it will be implemented by the court. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. A new year brings a new legislative session. The Georgia General Assembly is now officially underway. So what will impact Fulton County in 2014? FGTV's Priscilla Ortega is in our news center with the story. Priscilla?
Shania, as lawmakers start their 40 days of work at the Capitol, Fulton officials will be monitoring all of the bills that could impact the county. Already, there is at least one piece of legislation that could have a major impact on the county, and that is House Bill 704. This bill, introduced by State Representative Roger Bruce, if passed, would incorporate the city of South Fulton in Fulton County, provide for a charter for the city of South Fulton, and provide for a referenda, amongst other things. There were a number of bills that did not pass in 2013 that could return this year, including the bill that would have made the tax commissioner an appointed position instead of an elected one. Of course, we'll be following all of the legislative action this session and will provide updates here on Fulton Today. In the News Center, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Meanwhile, major changes are ahead for the way Georgia treats juveniles who get in trouble with the law. The new Juvenile Justice Reform Bill went into effect January 1st. House Bill 242 is a rewrite of the entire Georgia Juvenile Code. Joining us now with details of this new law is Juvenile Court Judge Willie Lovett. Sir, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
Well, sir, give us an overview of Georgia's new code and how it will impact Fulton County Juvenile Court.
The basic premise of the new juvenile code is that juveniles and families will be rehabilitated instead of a focus on punishment of juveniles. There are some exciting features of the new juvenile code. Children will have lawyers in all proceedings in front of the court. There are new categories of children who are appearing in front of the court. For instance, we still have delinquents, but we also have dependents, which formerly were called deprivation cases. They're now called dependency cases. And we have an entirely new category of case called a child in need of services, or children in need of services, and the acronym is CHINS.
And can you explain this new concept of the child in need of services, or CHIN?
Okay, the child in need of services is a concept where we see children who may be on the road to dependency or maybe on the road to delinquency, but they're not quite there. So what the court will do now is look at them and provide services for both the child and the family so that they don't enter the system. It's almost like an intervention so that you don't get kids and families involved with defects and you don't get children actually involved in the delinquency.
And we also need an explanation on the community-based risk reduction programs that's mentioned in this new code.
The new juvenile code focuses a lot on community-based risk reduction programs. And what these are programs set up by the community that originate within the community that address the needs of both dependent children, CHINS children, as well as delinquent children.
And Judge, the new code seems to require juvenile court to provide more services to Fulton's children and families. How do you think our juvenile court will plan to provide these kinds of services?
Well, right now, Shania, we have programs in place that we will convert to make sure that they comply with the new juvenile law. and we'll do our very best to make sure that we cover all of the mandates of the new juvenile law. At some point, if we're falling short, I imagine that we'll apply for grants, we'll try to get money from other sources, try to partner with other agencies so that we can provide the services that the code mandates.
And finally, what has juvenile court done to implement this new code?
In terms of preparing for implementation, the judges have been meeting over the last 6 months, going over the different areas of the new juvenile code. I headed up a committee trying to develop a protocol for the Chins cases. So we have been studying the new law, talking about how it will play out, and actually making preparations to implement the new law.
Well, the Honorable Willie Lovett, Fulton County Juvenile Court Judge. Sir, thank you so much for your time and all of that explanation.
Thank you for having me.
Well, the feedback is in, and the county's new police equipment is getting positive reviews from both officers and shoppers. The Fulton County Police Department says the T3 patrollers used over the holiday shopping season allowed officers to easily move through the crowded parking lots and monitor shoppers. Officers believe their presence may have helped to curb incidents.
I just like the aspect of surprise that we can pull up on people without them noticing us. You know, we can creep around corners and rather than pulling around in a big patrol car, which everyone can see.
Officers say several shoppers have thanked them for patrolling the parking lots as they walk to their cars. The plan for 2014 is to use them during the concert season at Wolf Creek and during any community event where crowds are expected. The report card is also in on how county agencies did following that Arctic blast that hit Fulton County last week. David Ricks is the director of Facilities and Transportation, and now his crews are all thought out. Hi, David. Welcome back to Fulton Today.
Thank you, Shania.
So how well prepared were county teams to deal with the first Arctic blast of the season?
I believe we were very well prepared. We brought folks in the evening prior to start looking at the equipment, and then we started looking at treating the roadways as conditions came upon us.
And David, what did you learn from the 2011 storm that helped you prepare for the 2014 temperatures?
Well, a couple things. One, to make sure our equipment is ready. You can over-prepare, part of that. The second thing is about better coordination with the Office of Emergency Management. They do a great job in terms of coordinating all county resources. And so we work closely with them this year to make sure that we're ready, to make sure that we had information uploaded into their web EOC, which would provide a very good operational picture for countywide use.
And now what's the overall plan for the rest of the season?
Well, basically make sure our equipment is ready, make sure we have the right supplies stocked and loaded, and also close coordination with Georgia Department of Transportation.
And David, explain to our residents how they too can help.
Well, the biggest thing, if they see a hazardous road condition, please give us a call. Our emergency operation number is 770-306-3105.
Well, David Ricks, Director of Facilities and Transportation Services, kudos to you and your whole team. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you again, Shania.
Now, inclement weather can be challenging for many people, particularly seniors. Officials suggest you keep a contact list of several people close by, including the Office of Aging's Star Line and, of course, 911. Meanwhile, in other county news,
Ms. Davis, come on forward, please.
hundreds of people packed the last Board of Commissioners meeting so that they could give their 2-minute request for the 2014 budget. Following public comment, commissioners heard from finance officials about the tentative spending plan for this year. Finance officials proposed establishing a new fund for Grady Hospital or raising the millage rate for the general fund. Commissioners asked the county manager and the CFO to create 2 documents to detail both scenarios. The board will discuss the budget again at its recess meeting next week. Now, you can watch the public comments and the last meeting all this week at 6 p.m. right here on FGTV. Also next week, we'll hear from Fulton officials about a grand jury's request for a special grand jury to be convened to look into the challenges at the Fulton County Jail. The Fulton County District Attorney and the foreman of the November-December grand jury released its findings on the status of the jail and the Fulton County school system. Though the school system was given high praise for its 5-year plan, grand jurors did not have enough time to address the issues they found with the Rice Street facility. Priscilla Ortega will have more on this story next week. And still to come, a local newspaper names a county commissioner as Newsmaker of the Year. We'll have that story in our district-by-district coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Citizens in the 4th Ward neighborhood kick off another year of a celebration of the boulevard, and the county honors this year's Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient. The Board of Commissioners honor Atlanta's 2013 Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient. Chairman John Eves hosted a reception for civil rights veteran Dr. C.T. Vivian. President Obama presented Dr. Vivian with the Medal of Freedom during a White House ceremony earlier this month. Vivian was a leader in the civil rights movement and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and worked alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He participated in sit-ins and demonstrations across the country and was arrested during the 1961 Freedom Rides.
None of us wanted to live under the condition we're under, right? We all made compromises with it because we didn't know what to do about it, right? But as soon as Martin came with a strategy that says you can stand up and be a man or a woman fully, right?
Yes, sir.
And you may get knocked down, you may get shot, they may burn your house, but the point being is they can't burn your soul.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And that changed everything.
Dr. Vivian was deeply involved in the movements to get the Civil Rights and the Voting Rights Bill passed into law. Seniors speak out about the services they'd like to see funded in the 2014 budget.
We're willing to help you with the budget, if need be, to maintain those classes that we need. Because if you keep moving, you live longer. The idea is to keep your mind moving. So therefore, we need the classes. You need the exercise classes so your bodies can keep moving. Above all, we need the meals so that we can have some energy to do these things.
Let's keep Grady functioning at a top-level service. And by all means, let us keep servicing our citizens here. But remember, our tax money is not available to citizens of other counties.
Being a participant at the Darnell Center and everything that it stands for, I take it personal for the cuts that you all are imposing. Those cuts will take a detrimental, negative impact on our lives. We have fought the fight. We have laid the foundation. We have paid the cost. So it's now up to you to bring it forth, to bring it home.
Whatever approach we use, I think that it's probably going to be helpful if we can develop an approach to this problem that does not say, without $50 million to Grady, we're going to shut down breakfast and lunch and classes at the senior centers. That's not an approach this board tends to favor.
In District 6, Commissioner Joan Garner and Fulton Department representatives take part in the 2014 Year of the Boulevard launch party. The event was held in conjunction with the 4th Ward West Neighborhood Association. The celebration started with an informal supper and ended with a program to recognize last year's partners and plans for the 2014 YOB initiative.
There was a time when people were just going in different directions. But this has corralled all of the different entities of this area together to work for a common cause. And so it's a great program, a great initiative here in this area.
Attendees were treated to a special performance by the dance group Remote Control. They were featured on the TV show So You Think You Can Dance, and from watching their performance, we think they can. District 7 Commissioner William Bill Edwards starts off the year with a distinguished honor. The neighbor newspapers have named the commissioner 2013 Newsmaker of the Year. The newspaper lauded the commissioner for transparency and keeping citizens informed through his quarterly listening sessions. The commissioner has also initiated several initiatives for youth in South Fulton, like Youth Leadership for Girls, Teen Dads, and Gang Resistance program called GREAT.
So it is an honor that they have selected me as the 2013 Newsmaker of the Year. We have done a lot of things in South Fulton County that was noteworthy of them having in their paper. So I want to thank you. I've been with this paper a long time, from Bill Baldowski on down, and this has been a wonderful experience I've had with the Neighbor News, and I want to thank them again for being positive and making sure that the people in my community know what's going on in District 7.
The newspaper also mentioned the commissioner's quality of life projects, such as the South Fulton Tennis Center and the Wolf Creek Amphitheater, and promoting economic development with the Tomorrow World Festival. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with the rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come, need a break on medical bills? Well, the county has money-saving offers for uninsured and underinsured residents. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Portions of the following segment are part of the Fulton County Common Ground Initiative. Common Ground, the county's comprehensive solution to the problem of health disparities in the community.
People looking to save money on medication and dental care in Fulton County now have two tools that could help them ease that burden. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has the story.
People looking to save money on their health care should be aware of two helpful tools provided in Fulton County. The first is a free prescription drug card. Health Services Director Dr. Patrice Harris says sometimes the card can save you up to 20% on certain medications.
The prescription discount card is an important tool in the toolbox for our citizens to perhaps experience some discount off of the cost of their medications.
The card is accepted at more than 59,000 pharmacies nationwide, and the prescription discount card can also save people money on prescriptions for their pets. Dr. Harris recommends patients do their research in order to get the best deal.
It's important that our citizens sometimes call around, because sometimes they may be able to have greater savings at different pharmacies depending on the medication.
And in 2011, the county started offering a dental discount program. It costs $59 a year for an individual or $69 for a family to enroll. But it could save patients up to 50% on some services. Dr. Harris says the most important thing to remember when using these tools is to do your research.
It's very important for a patient to talk with their dentist or their dental service provider, talk about this program, and really investigate the actual discounts they would get when they participate in this program.
Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
Thank you very much, Lynn. The prescription card and dental discount programs are not insurance plans and do not cost taxpayers a thing. The cards can be picked up at Fulton County libraries and community health centers in our area. For more information about the dental program, go to nacadentalprogram.com. January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, so health professionals are urging women to get screened. Cervical cancer used to be the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S., but thanks to screenings like Pap smear examinations, death rates have significantly dropped in the last few decades.
One of the things that women can do to lower their chances of getting cervical cancer is to receive the Gardasil or HPV vaccine. This is a vaccination that protects against the two most common types of HPV that leads to cervical cancer.
The CDC recommends women get screened starting at age 21. You can get a pap smear exam at any of the county's health clinics. Fees and exams are on a sliding scale. Now, you can call Health Services at 404-612-1211 to get more information. Meanwhile, Fulton County's Cooperative Extension Service is reminding residents to test their home this month for a highly dangerous gas. January is also Radon Action Month in Georgia. Radon comes from the natural decay of uranium that is found in soil. It's very common in our area. And because it's the second leading cause of lung cancer, the county is urging residents to get their homes tested.
Radon gas becomes extremely dangerous when it becomes trapped indoors with us. Since it's coming up outside the ground, we never notice it when we're outside, but when we're in our homes, we can't smell it, we don't see it. But if we start breathing it in on a regular basis, it can lead to lung cancer.
Concerned homeowners can contact Fulton County Cooperative Extension at 404-332-2400 for more information about radon and to arrange a test for their home. Need help preparing for your U.S. citizenship exam? We'll tell you where to go when Fulton Today returns.
Watching Fulton Today.
Legal residents trying to earn their citizenship can now take a free class at a Northeast Fulton library. The citizenship exam prep class is for legal permanent residents with green cards. The 13-week program teaches students everything about U.S. history from Christopher Columbus to the 9/11 attacks. It also goes over the Bill of Rights and U.S. Constitution. The library has been holding the class for 4 years now and has helped hundreds.
We've had at least 250 to 300 students coming in from 50 different countries. One time we had 20 students and they were from 18 different countries and 5 different religions. And something that really made an impression upon them was that they could get along so well during these 13 weeks.
Classes have already started at the Sproul Oaks Library in Johns Creek, but you have until the end of the week to enroll. You can call 770-360-8820 for more information. Catholic Charities Atlanta sponsors the program. Sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will break our spirits. That line is from the novel The Misfits, which is the inspiration behind No Name Calling Week. The nationwide event will be celebrated from January 20th to the 24th this year. In honor of No Name Calling Week, the Buckhead Library has put a special display which includes an essay written by a local child about bullying. There are also several books about ending bullying on display.
I even have a couple of books for the parents. And there's fiction and nonfiction, stories and some nonfiction practical information, psychological information.
Now you can visit the website on the screen to find a neighborhood branch. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the stories and programs right here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey or email or call us. The number 404-612-8317. The email address is fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV, friend us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.